In this video, you're going to set up your KituraKit client to start talking with a server. Before you get started, make sure your server project that you've written so far is open and running. You'll want to test against it for the next couple of videos. You can also test against your server running on the internet if you'd like. Just make sure you set up your base URL correctly in the previous video. You'll see where to update this field in the emojiclient.swift file as you work on it in this video. First, you're going to add 3 static function signatures below the declaration of base URL. You might be able to figure out which set of functionality goes in which function by looking at their names, but let's make sure it's clear. The GetAll function will get all available journal entries from the server. The add function will post a new journal entry to the server. And the delete function will delete a journal entry from the server. Also, the same code is repeated inside each function because you need to make sure that you have a handle on your client with the appropriate base URL every time you make a call. You also want to make sure the user experience for the mobile app is good, so that whenever the app is performing an operation, the user knows that something is happening underneath the hood. Now start with the GetAll function. Add the following code to the bottom of this function. Before you fill the rest of this out, let's take a look at what this accomplishes for us. This is where the similarities to AlimoFire come in. You get an easy .get function on your client object to work with, and you only have to specify the path. This should feel just like handling a route on your server. Additionally, notice how you are going to get native objects returned to you in your completion handler. You can use this type of function with any object, so long as it conforms to Codable. If you look at the function signature as you type it out, you'll notice that the return value in the completion handler is generic, so long as it conforms to Codable. You'll notice a similar pattern when working with other functions you can use with KituraKit. Fill out the rest of the function by going into the completion handler. First off, you're synchronizing back to the main thread to make sure you update the status of UI Network Activity Indicator correctly. Then, if you get an error from this function, you return your handler with the appropriate emoji client error object. If everything is good up to this point, you just quickly sort all of your journal entry objects by their dates and send them back. Nice job! You just set up your KituraKit client to perform your GET request. 2 more to go. Go into your add function and send a post request with your client. This is very similar, and maybe even a bit simpler than the last request you created. Think back to your route you handle on your server for your post request. You were sending back a fresh copy of the new object that was created, so you want to make sure that comes back to you in your completion handler. And again, the power of Codable comes into play, because you don't have to mess with any JSON. Alright, you're almost there. 1 more request to go. Go inside your delete function and send your request. As you write your delete function, make sure that you have a handle on the ID of your entry, which could be optional. Notice the main difference with this function. You have to pass the ID of the journal entry you want to delete in. This should make sense because your delete route needs the ID in the URL to make the request happen. KituraKit will take care of the rest. Build and run your application. Everything should still be working just fine, but you have to link up your application with this handy class you just made. In the next video, you'll put the finishing touches on your mobile app, and you'll finish this part with a working mobile app and a working server, both written in Swift. That's the dream! See you there!